We are still on the League of Nations class, and today we are looking at why the League was dealt a big blow by America. Why was the League let down by America? Remember, back in America, Woodrow Wilson had a lot of problems. He had a lot of problems, and Wilson had to get approval of the Congress or the American Parliament before USA could eventually join the League. Look at the diagram, the picture, and try to study it. Why was the League unpopular in America? Why was the League unpopular in America? Number one, the League was trying to enforce, or was supposed to enforce, the Treaty of Versailles, which was considered by some Americans to have been very harsh and cruel. For example, some Americans who had their ancestors in Germany disliked anything to do with the League. Number two, some Americans also thought that if they joined the League, they would be required to be sending their own troops in case the League needed armed forces. And number three, in case the League imposed sanctions, that is according to Americans, like stopping trade ties with aggressive nations, Americans thought that this would probably affect their business and trade and not for other countries. So this would weaken their economy, and this made them to dislike anything to do with the League. Number four, some Americans did not want a League. They did not want to join a League which would be dominated by Britain and France. America was one of the superpowers in the world. Americans were also ant colonies or ant empires, and all they wanted was self-determination for countries. Or they wanted countries to be given their own independence. Look at the diagram also, the picture, and study. Try to come up at least with 3 lessons that you can deduce from this diagram. Number 5. Why was the League unpopular in America? Why was it dealt a blow also in America? Why was it let down by the Americans? Number 5, Woodrow Wilson, the president of USA, had political opponents who discredited or disliked the idea of a League. And they saw this as an ideal opportunity to bring down Wilson, who was already very unpopular in US. And when the Congress voted in 1919, Woodrow Wilson was defeated. He continued to campaign for the idea of the League. But in 1920, Wilson lost massively. He lost massively to the Republican Party, and his votes were 35 against 49. Number six, Americans had adopted a policy of isolation. The Americans had adopted a policy of isolation. Particularly, the Republicans did not want America to get involved in international affairs or in international alliance. They wanted America to follow its own policy of isolation or keeping away from European affairs, keeping away from world affairs. The Republicans won, and USA eventually never joined the League. The Democrats under Woodrow Wilson, who had come up with the idea of the League, they were defeated, and when the League opened for business in January 1920, the American chair was unoccupied. Look at the diagram, the picture. You see the membership to the League of Nations, some of the major powers, some of the superpowers in the world, when they joined the League and when they withdrew from the League.